Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. I'm just gonna segue straight into the recommendations. We're talking about spring perfumes. I literally just got done finishing part 1 of recommendations. So if you haven't seen that yet after this video, do check that out. Do check that out for some more good ones. Let's start with Damask by Ormonde. If you are looking for something in the realm of Parfum de Marly Delina, like this will absolutely remind you of that. However, you want something with no rhubarb. You don't enjoy that tart quality. You want to get rid of that vanilla. You want to get rid of the incense. Damask is the one for you. This is a more crisp, fresher take on the Delina profile with those tweaks that some people don't want out of Delina. This is the season of the fruity florals, and it's absolutely the time where I smell the most feminine. And I'm particular when it comes to rose, but the rose used in here is such a natural, realistic, crisp, fresh rose. It's not a dried rose, it's not spiced, it's not mature. I mean, it's mature in the sense of like, this smells like a grown woman, but it doesn't smell old at all. But this has such a beautiful added brightness from, first of all, the lemon, adding that like citrus burst. And then it has this nice sweetness instead of vanilla, like this creamy vanilla that you get in Delina. No lychee, but we have a nice smooth pear and juicy blackcurrant. Elevated fruity sweetness from these notes. And as it dries down, like it has this bit of warmth while still remaining overall a very fresh profile. It's also grounded with a vetiver, pink pepper adding some spiciness, and a really beautiful musk. If you just want to smell put together, polished, you want an elevated fruity floral that people are gonna smell. Like the performance is amazing on this. I get all day wear with moderate to stronger projection. Try out Damask. I know we have a lot of gourmand lovers in the crowd. Gourmand perfumes have been blowing up, and sometimes, you know, we don't want to let go of those gourmand perfumes as the weather gets warmer. So for those of you who will fall into that category, I would recommend Hufflepuff by House of Sillage. First and foremost, this is a vanilla. It is certainly gourmand and it is absolutely for people who like their sweet fragrances. But it's a sweet perfume done in a way that doesn't make it cloying or overwhelming in warmer weather. It has this airy sweetness and it's got this powdery feel, and then you've brightness coming through from lemon, so that helps make it work for warm days. And then you also have coconut bringing in this creamy smooth feel, and obviously there is that association with coconut and sunny weather. And to be honest with you, personally, those are the only 3 notes that I pick up in here. It smells like how the bottle looks. It smells like a coconut vanilla cupcake with like a little bit of a lemon in the frosting. So although it's a vanilla gourmand, it isn't dense or heavy. It has this powdery, creamy brightness that makes it work perfectly for spring. And I get about 5 hours moderate projection. Next up, Leonora from Mind Games. They sent this over to me. They asked me what I wanted. I picked this one because I had sampled it previously. If this is not the best passion fruit perfume I've put my nose on, oh my word, is it juicy. Like a girl's dream of a juicy filled fruity perfume mixed with these elegant, like perfectly smooth floral notes. This highlights apricot and passion fruit. So it absolutely blossoms on a sunny day. They're so realistic. I feel like I'm at a farmer's market and I'm able to just like sink my teeth into them right then and there. And then it's accompanied perfectly with, like I said, these really pretty floral notes. I get a lot of osmanthus, which is also contributing to this overall apricot-like quality. We have a delicate freesia. There's tonka bean adding that bit of sweetness. By the way, this never goes into a dessert-like gourmand territory, if that makes sense, because of that tonka bean. It is a sweet perfume, but the sweetness is highlighted from the natural sweetness that you get from apricot and passion fruit. For me, the tonka bean supports that and just gives it a little bit of like this added yumminess. Part of me wants to drink this because of how good the fruit smells, but the florals and the musk elevate it and give it that base. It's such a pretty girl perfume. And then we have some lactones in the base contributing to this overall creamy factor. Side note, I feel like this is a perfume that could never come across as offensive. I feel like you can't overdo this because of how natural and smooth it comes across. I had several of you guys actually commenting and messaging me asking me like, have you tried Leonora already? Because it is good, and you were not wrong. And I get about 5 hours out of this one with an intimate projection. I'll try not to dwell on this one for too long because I don't shut up about it, but I have to mention it. I have to because it is quite literally perfection for spring. Celeste by Giardini di Toscana. I'll just briefly go over it. This is what a flower fairy smells like. And she lives in a field of violets. Her dress is made out of violet petals. Like, she's always wearing purple. She's darling. And she's made her little house out of the flowers as well. The trail that she leaves behind is Celeste. This is her essence. This is her aura. I have really grown to love violet, and I have violet done in so many different ways in my collection. But out of my collection, and also like out of anything that I've ever smelled, for me, this is the best specifically candied violet fragrance. It's powdery, dainty, feminine on 10, like explosion of violet. And by the way, this is a modern, youthful take on violet. It's like a gourmand floral. We have a beautiful raspberry in the mix as well. And if you love how the vanilla is done in Bianco Latte, I think you're gonna like Celeste as well, because the vanilla in here is done in a similar way where you have this creamy, sugared, buttercream like frosting whipped vanilla. If Bianco Latte was too sweet for you, this is toned down a bit on the sweetness. And then we have a nice ambroxan in the base contributing to the longevity, gives it a nice musky quality. And I get like about 8 hours out of this with a moderate projection. Since I'm mentioning violet, I'll go ahead and mention Violet Shot from Olfactive Studio. This is done incredibly different. This is firstly far less sweet. There is saffron and vanilla in here, and it does have this airy ozonic kind of sweetness, if you will, but it's not sugared and creamy in the way that it's done in Celeste. This is also highlighting the note of violet leaf. I do get a bit of this like floral powdery component as well, but the violet leaf gives this a fresher take. It has a bit of a green quality. It has this dew-covered feel. There's also a little bit of a grass note even, but I wouldn't be wary of that note because I don't smell this and think of a lawn. It does have a really nice, clean, earthy presence to it. Very unique fragrance, very creative. The person that comes to mind smelling Violet Shot, they're incredibly wealthy. Like, they carry around this stupidly expensive handbag, but like it has no labels or logos. It's more discreet, and they just like love and abuse this bag. They've had this bag for years. They will have this bag for years, and they put it to work. This nice, chic, timeless leather handbag. I feel like how the bottle looks is also a good representation of the fragrance inside, because the saffron in here, while also lending some of that airy sweetness, also pulls it a bit into like this smooth leather-like direction, a little bit of that. And this person is also highly educated, very intelligent, well-traveled, is always like exposing themselves to new things because they love to learn. I feel like the person who owns this, like this character that's coming to mind, also owns Maison Crivelli Iris Melican. Like, they give me similar vibes in terms of the kind of person that would be wearing this perfume, although the two perfumes don't smell similar at all. And I get all day wear out of Violet Shot with a moderate projection. Then we have Swiss Arabian Shaghaf Oud Ahmar. This is a dynamic perfume, not linear whatsoever. In the opening, I get this bright, kind of like fizzy musk, and the musk lasts throughout the life of the fragrance, but I get it the most in the opening, and it does die down, which is interesting because it's literally listed in the base, but that's what I get. And then we have bright, zesty, tart fruit in the opening, bergamot, green apple, and then highlighted peach. And I get kind of like this peach fuzz experience at first. As this dries down, the fruits start to come off sweeter, more candied because we have tonka and vanilla coming in. It starts to get more warmer overall as a profile. There's amber in the mid and base, and I only get like a background of freesia personally. Like this isn't a floral bomb or like a very floral experience to me. It's mainly about the musk and the fruit. So if you're looking for something like exotic, punchy, bright, has an overall more tart character, but then becomes a bit sweeter, I would try Shaghaf Oud Ahmar. And I get about 6 hours with moderate projection. Last but certainly not least, is Chloe Vanilla Planifolia. I swear this scent came straight out of a romance novel, like a Jane Austen storyline. This screams love, romance, undoubtedly feminine. If you like earthy vanillas, green vanillas, spiced vanillas, woody vanillas, things of the sort, if you love anything within that kind of realm, please try this because it is truly beautiful. It's not listed, but I do pick up on a bit of like a fresh green earthy quality from this. It's not too loud, but it's there. So it's not a gourmand vanilla. It's not overly sweet. And also not listed, but I get it, is a creamy bit of a lactonic tone. Also not too loud, but it's there just adding like these subtle complexities to this fragrance. Spices are listed. I get a fresh spicy experience, not warm spices where it heads into like the fall winter category, a subtle woodiness in the background, and then vanilla obviously being like the highlighted note. It really just smells whimsical, enchanting, absolutely romantic. And I get pretty much all day wear out of this with a moderate projection. So that wraps up my spring recommendations. Be sure to watch the first video if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you want to see me in any more videos. I'd appreciate it very much. I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.